Yo, it's your boy Luap coming back at it again with another video. This is my first time making this kind of video, so I hope that you guys enjoy it as it's something that I love to watch, so I thought I'd make one myself. As you can tell by the title of this video, today I will be trying to see if I can beat Pokemon Crystal with only a Pichu. Now, this is actually an incredibly hard challenge. As you can see, Pichu's level up moveset in Generation 2 isn't great. In fact, it learns all its level up moves by level 11 and only has one move that does damage, Thundershock. This means that I already am going to have an incredibly bad time versus ground type Pokemon. But on top of this, Pichu's stats are about what you'd expect from this adorable little guy, with only having a base 35 special attack, which means I'm going to be doing very little damage throughout this challenge. However, I don't want to make this challenge easy, so I decided to give myself some rules to try and stick to. I want to note that I'm writing this part of the script before I get started with the challenge, so I have no idea how this is going to go. First, I can only battle trainers. This means I can't grind against wild Pokemon. Even if I lose to a trainer many times, and I'm sure that will happen, the only way to continue moving forward is to keep battling them until the odds go my way. I will also be doing no items during battles except for held items. Berries are going to be my best friends during this challenge, but I can't use any items like potions or full heals. The game will end in Johto, so if I'm able to be the champion once, then I'll count that as a win. I don't want to carry this journey over to Kanto. Finally, I can only use Pichu in battle. Of course, there will be times when I need other Pokemon for HMs, but besides that, those Pokemon can be used for any battles. Let's give a huge thanks to Starmeister for putting this video together. All the editing you are seeing is courtesy of him. They inspired me to make this video with the Nuzlocke that they pulled off, and I truly think that they have an underrated channel that you should totally check out and subscribe to. If you could do me the biggest favor and go to their channel and subscribe, it would mean the world to me. Thank you. I'm really curious to see if I'm able to pull off this challenge. If you think I'm able to or not, leave your guesses in the comments below right now. And with all that out of the way, let's get started on my Pokemon Crystal Pichu solo run. So we start the game by selecting our name, and of course I'm going with the best name in the world, Luap, which actually means subscribe to help on my channel in Swahili, so there's a fun fact you didn't know. Lucky for me, I'm actually playing on a special edition of Pokemon Crystal, which happens to replace Cyndaquil with Pichu, and I name her Peter because he's my awesome IRL friend who designed my icon, and it's a Pichu, so put two and two together and we got our new name. Professor Elm then asks us to go to Mr. Pokemon and retrieve a mystery egg, and bring it back to him, which we take care of without even getting to level up our Pichu, since we can't use it for any wild battles. We then get to battle our rival for the first of many times, and I actually didn't realize this would happen, but I'm glad we did. Because we replaced Cyndaquil, he has a Totodile, so that will make rival battles really easy, and I'm sure I will thank myself later for that. We get back to the lab and give them our rival's name, which will go with Mark, because me and EliteTrainerMarks are doing an unofficial race to 2,000 subscribers, and I really want to win it, so if you can help me out with that, you're the best. Now that we have all that done, it's time to head out to our first gym. I got to the first part of the game and I'm already having a bad time. Bellsprout Tower proved to be the bane of my existence as I was unable to do enough damage to the Bellsprouts before they could knock me out with some Vine Whips. Bellsprouts were whipping me with a ton of damage, toppled with the fact that I did so little damage meant I had to get blacked out so many times. The strategy I ended up going with was Parafusion. I would confuse them with Sweet Kiss and then Thunder Wave them to give me a small window to actually be able to attack. If RNG was in my favor, then I'd be able to win out, which I eventually did. Finally, after clearing out the Bellsprout Tower, I went versus Faulkner, and yeah, win as you'd expect. With our first badge out of the way, we get the egg that we went and picked up from Professor Elm's aid, and immediately boxed it. Then it's time to head to Azalea Town for our second badge. I quickly ran into a rude awakening about the ground type problem as I battled with a trainer that had a Wooper, and he kicked my ass. So I had no choice but to delete Charm for Mud Slap, which we got from Faulkner. This move is weak, but it does hit ground types and lowers their accuracy. With enough RNG, this will be very useful going forward. Getting through Union Cave was rather easy thanks to Mud Slap, and it was time to take care of this Team Rocket problem. I am so high leveled right now that it honestly wasn't a problem, and there wasn't much to note here. Azalea Gym had a Paris that gave me some problems, but I made sure to fight every single trainer to not waste any experience points. Battling with Bugsy was also tougher than expected. I was able to take down the Metapod and Kakuna with no problems at all, but then the Cypher was too powerful for me to battle. 2 quick attacks and I was done for. I didn't get the paralyzed, but just to show you how weak I am, my super effective Thundershock didn't even do 50% of its health despite me being almost 5 levels ahead of it. And 2 quick attacks put me in my misery. Luckily, the second battle versus Bugsy proved to be a lot better. Metapod and Kakuna went down as before. Scyther comes in and uses Furry Cutter, so I set up my Parafusion and then ended his career with a couple of Thundershocks. I honestly thought this was going to take me many more attempts than just 2, so I was kind of relieved about that. We have our second battle with Mark, and it's as easy as you'd expect, considering how high of a level I am and that I had super effective moves for all of his Pokemon. With Mark left in the dust, it's time to get our Plane badge. Not to waste a level, I take care of all the trainers on Route 34, as well as in the Goldenrod Underground. Thinking I must be strong enough now, I challenged Whitney's gym, which wasn't much of a problem, that is until we got to the demon herself, Whitney. I honestly tried well over 10 times trying to formulate a strategy, but her Miltank was too strong. I would already take 50% plus damage from a Clefairy, and one stomp from the Miltank would knock out Pichu. Even if I were to Thunder Wave, the Miltank was still faster than us, and that was going to be a huge problem. I was steady gaining levels since I was able to knock out Clefairy, but it wasn't enough, so I had to do some more training. I went and battled all the trainers on Route 35, 36, and National Park. Surely now I must be strong enough to beat Whitney. Okay, well I guess not. Finally, after at least 20 attempts, I was able to get the RNG in my favor and prevail with a classic combo of Thunder Wave, Sweet Kiss, and Mud Slap away all their accuracy. All's fair when fighting the Demon Cow. We now have 3 badges in our possession and are heading towards the halfway mark. I can't believe our Pichu is already level 30. Time to head to Ecruteak City. From one terribly hard challenge to another. I won't lie, I think this one stressed me out more than Whitney's battle did. I had to break my first rule and end up grinding a wild Pokemon. The reason being that after beating all possible trainers possible until now, I literally went 2 cities ahead. I still couldn't beat Morty no matter how hard I tried. Take a look at his Pokemon Crystal team. His first Ghastly and Haunter have Curse, which made me want to curse at my screen multiple times. No matter what, I had to raise my level enough to the point that I was able to one-shot his first Pokemon. What level was that? 43! I had to be over 20 levels higher than it in order to one-shot it. I have a feeling that this is only the start of my troubles ahead. Finally, on the winning attempt, it went like this. Thundershock one-shot the Ghastly. My Thundershock hits Haunter hard and gets the paralysis, but he does end up getting a curse off, which honestly scared me. Then we had Gengar come out with his scary Hypnosis Dream Eater combo, so I use a Mud Slap to lower its accuracy first, and he goes for Hypnosis, but luckily he misses. Pichu goes for the Thundershock and gets a critical hit, which I really needed, and then 2 more Thundershocks take care of his last Haunter. This was a tough battle and I'm not looking forward to the next one. Since I already took down all the trainers in the Lighthouse in preparation for the next battle, I'll meet you guys in Cyanwood City. I get there on my off-screen caught Starmeister the Wooper. Going straight into Chuck's gym and his gym trainers actually gave me kind of a scare. I had to go back to catch a strength Pokemon, so I got Eradicate and named it Y, and now it's time to fight Chuck. Here's my first attempt. I start the battle with the Mud Slap to lower his accuracy and he retaliates with a Leer. I think it's a good time to get a Sweet Kiss in and I'm glad I landed. His Karate Chop hits hard as I go for the Thunder Wave to make it a 25% chance to cause some sort of status condition. A couple more Mud Slaps and he went down without doing anything. Okay, out comes Poliwhirl and I'm liking my chances. I spam Mud Slap knowing his only attacking move is Dynamic Punch and it was over with a few Thundershocks. Haven't had an easy gym in a while, so I was really happy with this one, knowing what was coming up next was probably going to cause me to lose a few hairs. We return to Olivine City and get Amphi its Secret Potion, and now it's time to battle Jasmine. This part of the game really is gym leaders back to back to back. Well, let's just say after numerous attempts I was unable to beat her. I couldn't one-shot the Magnemites despite the almost 20 level difference and quad effectiveness, and they would Parafusion me. Talk about a taste of your own medicine, right Amphi? Instead of going crazy, I decided to move forward to the next city and search for a hidden power. No really, the TM for hidden power is located in the next city, and I'm thinking if I can get grass or water it would be really good for me. We get to the place for hidden power and it's time to test what type we got. I replaced Mud Slap since the 10 PP was the root of the problems with Jasmine, and I think it has outdone its usefulness. The hidden power is fire and I'm more than happy with that. I think that's a good type and it will definitely help me with the next couple of gyms. I fly back to Olivine City ready to battle Jasmine and it was closer than you'd expect. First Magnemite is up and one hidden power knocks it out, but I know it's not normal for this to happen so I'm on my toes. The second Magnemite just barely clings on with red health and paralyzes me with a Thunder Wave. Oh boy. He goes for the Supersonic, but I came prepared and gave my Pichu a Bitter Berry to snap it out, and my Pichu lands the hidden power, knocking out the Magnemite, with me still at full HP but paralyzed as I face the behemoth known as Steelix. After a bit of thinking, I'll go for hidden power and Steelix misses Iron Tail, so now's my chance, but I get fully paralyzed. He hits me with 2 Iron Tails in a row and there's no way I can win, but Steelix somehow misses 2 in a row and I don't get paralyzed 3 turns in a row for an amazing victory. I'm sure the odds were very low, but I'll take this win happily. We have 6 badges down, just 2 more to go. I wonder what level I'll be when I face the Elite 4 at this rate. If you guys want to play a guessing game, then comment below right now what level you think Pichu will be when we enter the Elite 4. So we arrive at Mahogany Town and it's time to calm down the weirdly colored Gyarados with a Thundershock. Please go to sleep. We get the red skill and we talk to this random dude named Lance, and it turns out we have to stop all that we're doing to help him fight against the Team Rocket. Fine. A few Rocket grunts and a lot of leveling up later, we have thwarted their plans and it's time to take on our 7th gym. So our first attempt starts with Peter hitting Seal with a Thundershock, and the super effective damage is enough to take it down with 1 hit. Up next is Piloswine, who takes the hidden Power Fire really well, but 1 more takes him down too. His last Pokemon is none other than Dugong, who takes a Thundershock surprisingly well before hitting us with an Aurora Beam, and the battle is over. We barely took any damage from this battle, which is pretty cool. We kept getting 1 easy badge and 1 hard badge right after the other, so I'm really prepared for this 8th badge being a pain in the ass. After beating Price and collecting our 7th badge, it's time to battle Team Rocket again. We take on the radio tower mission and that ends in a success, leading us to the underground of Goldenrod. Here we have another battle with Mark and we have a super effective move for all his Pokemon, so it wasn't a problem either. Sorry, Mark. At the end of this we even get rewarded with an item that's going to come in handy real quick. The amulet coin. You'll see why in a little bit, but I throw that on Peter and now he's blinged out with all his gold. It's time to finish where we started in the radio tower. Since we were really strong and Rocket Grunts are weaker than the 7th gym in terms of levels, it was a breeze getting past him and finishing our Team Rocket problem. With the radio of Johto at an odd calmness, let's move on to our 8th and final badge. East of Mahogany Town we battle and defeat all the trainers and I decide to do something that's going to change the entire game. I go to the Goldenrod game corner and I use all of my money to buy the TM for Thunder and teach it to my Pichu. This is going to help me a lot in terms of damage since it literally does 3 times the damage I was doing with Thundershock. Guys, I was using a 40 base power move all the way through the 7th badge in this game on an already understated Pokemon. I am so glad to be moving on to a stronger move right now. The Ice Cave was not a problem as we easily slided and glided through all the obstacles without much problems. I first played Pokemon Crystal when it came out and I was like 5 or 6, so my past self would be very proud of the progress I am making. In Blackthorne City I tried to test my luck by immediately challenging the gym trainers and to my surprise, it went better than expected. I was able to do a lot of damage to the trainers but I just couldn't beat Claire yet. Her strategy revolves around using 3 Dragonairs which all know Thunder Wave, which does affect Pichu in this game. So I could just not keep up between getting paralyzed and my Thunder doing such little damage. I also didn't want to personally teach Pichu Iron Tail just yet, so I'm gonna have to do some things first. First, let's battle some more trainers and raise ourselves in level just a little bit more. Next, let's fly to Violet City and use Surf to get this PP up. Only having access to 10 Thunders is just not gonna fly. Okay, let's move to the Clear fight. Yeah, still really hard. Look at how lucky I have to get in order to be here. Absolutely crazy luck on my end. I couldn't believe it. Pichu starts with a Thunder and Dragonair misses the Thunder Wave, which makes it a lot easier as I'm holding a Paralyzed Cure Berry. Just 2 more Dragonairs to go. I go for a Thunder Wave and get fully paralyzed on the first turn, which was huge, followed by Confusion and Good Luck, and 2 are down, but I still haven't used my berry. I'm feeling really good about this one. A little more of the same stuff on the 3rd Dragonite and it's down to her ace Kingdra. Parafusion and 1 Thunder was enough to take it down. Incredibly lucky RNG not missing any of my moves and getting so much hacks on her end. Honestly, I couldn't have won without all that luck, so I'll take that any day of the week. Finally, with 8 badges in our hands, it is time to make our way towards the Elite Four and claim this hard-earned victory. We meet up with Mark in our final battle of the game and it's time to see what he's got. After taking a Fury Cutter, 1 Thunder is enough to take down the Sneasel. Magneton just barely clings on from a Hidden Power Fire, but misses to allow us to capitalize to take him down as well. Haunter gives us a dirty look, but we use Thunder to send him to the Shadow Realm. Kadabra sets up Future Sight, but instead gets whammed with a Thunder to the dome, ending his career. And then 1 more Thunder ends the Feraligatr. Mark gave us a lot of interesting battles, and perhaps if he had just a different start, it would have made him a lot stronger. Don't forget that we're racing to 2,000 subs, so make sure to subscribe to him as well. Even our rivals deserve a little love sometimes. With that victory under our belt, we have made it to where the Elite Four reside. First things first, let's learn Iron Tail. It's another high damage, low accuracy move, but I think it's fine to replace Sweet Kiss now. It has done a lot for us during this journey, but I think its time is up. I do a bit more training by testing myself versus the first few Elite Four members, and I think we're ready to take on our final challenge. Up first we have Will, the Psychic Master. His team has a lot of weaknesses to our Pichu, so it wasn't much of a threat. Thunder takes down Xatu and Jinx, thanks to the crit. Executor takes a couple of HP Fires to take down, and Xatu and Slowbro go down with a Thunder apiece. Okay, that wasn't too difficult, right? Up next we have Koga. As a kid he was my favorite gym leader in Kanto, and I was really happy when I saw that he became an Elite Four in the next games. We also have a really good matchup versus his team, so I was able to test versus his team a lot. He starts off with his Ariados, which likes to set up double team and prevent hits, but Peter has a good eye and takes him down quickly. Fortress is 4 times weak to fire, so yeah. Venomoth typically likes to set up Toxic for his next Pokemon, but he decided to go with Psychic this time, so we take him down with some hidden powers. Muck's up next, but our Pichu doesn't want to miss this battle, so he also goes down. And finally he has a Crobat, which doesn't stand a chance against a Thunder. 2 down, 2 to go. Bruno is the main reason that we learned Iron Tail because of his Onix being a Rock type. We take care of the Hitmontop with a Thunder after having it paralyzed with Thunder Wave. An Iron Tail bonks the Onix in the head and takes care of it with 1 hit. A Thunder apiece takes care of Hitmonlee and Hitmonchan. Peter is down to 5 HP and it looks like it's over, but he manages to land the Thunder and defeat Machamp, giving us the victory. This is the 3rd Elite Four and we got this close of a victory. The future does not look very promising. I heal up Peter and restore some of its PP as we're gonna need all the hits we can take. Full disclosure, this battle was incredibly difficult and very time consuming. It took me so many attempts to get the perfect one, but I kept at it. The problem was that his Vileplume always hits us with Stun Spore and makes the rest of the battle impossible to beat. If I just had 1 paralyzed Cure Berry, this would have been a lot easier, but I didn't, so I had to reset over and over and over again. Finally, the winning attempt went a little something like this. A Thunder hits the Umbreon super hard, gets the paralysis, and Umbreon is immobilized, so I'm able to take it down with the next hit. It takes 3 hits to take down Vileplume because we got minimum damage on the first attack, but luckily he missed Stun Spore and decided to Petal Dance the following attack. That was incredibly lucky because again Stun Spore would have just ended us. A Thunder eats up the Gengar, good riddance after that Morty battle. We get a Thunder to paralyze the Houndoom too, but she max potions him, so we go for Iron Tail, get the defense drop, and I decide to go for another to knock it out. And up last is Murkrow, which is also defeated with a Thunder. Just like that, we have beaten the Elite Four. We have finally made it to the final battle of this run, but how long will it take? Let's find out, but first, let's heal and restore our PP since we won't be using items ever again. This was another case of him having a lot of paralysis inducing moves, making it impossible to win since I didn't have the correct berry for it. Having that berry would have made my life a whole lot easier. This took so many tries, and I'd say it honestly took as long as Karen's battle. On the winning run, we one-shot the Gyarados, the first Dragonite gets critted and gets one-shot, I Thunder Wave the second and it gets fully paralyzed twice, the third one also gets fully paralyzed, and then it was just one Thunder to the remaining Aerodactyl and Charizard to win it for us. We did it, we actually won the challenge. I am surprised that we were able to triumph on the challenge considering Pichu's weak move pool as well as stats. The biggest factor that led to this victory besides incredible RNG in battles was getting HP Fire. That gave us a lot more type coverage and overall made the game a lot easier. I think we could have really used the Magnet move as well, but that's only available on Sundays, and the way I played this game I started on a Monday and ended it on a Friday, so I just didn't have an opportunity to get the item myself. We were able to register our Pichu into the Elite Four at level 75, which all things considered is lower than I thought honestly. I want to give another huge shout out to Starmeister for putting this video together. I honestly couldn't have done it without him. If you guys want to see more solo runs or challenge Nuzlocke on my channel, please hit this video with a like and comment below which challenge I should take on next. Everyone's support means the world to me and I'm really happy with how this came out. It was super fun playing the game with such an extreme challenge and then writing a script to go with it. It honestly felt super rewarding. Again, thank you guys for making it this far into the video. You can comment Luap is Pichu, and I know that you're a real one for sticking to the end. As always, it's been your boy Luap, and I'm out. Peace.